This is a public service announcement. What is malaria? Malaria, a blood-borne parasite that causes high fever and death. It is carried by the Anopheles mosquitoes. The parasite that directly causes malaria is Plasmodium. World Malaria Day is April 25th. Inform yourself. How does malaria develop? And how does malaria affect the body? Transmission begins when a mosquito picks up a blood meal from an already infected human, picking up gametocytes, the parasite's sex characteristics. The Anopheles mosquito then bites another human, passing on the fused sex characteristics of the parasite in the form of a sporozoite. In some cases, transmission can also be through blood transfusion or sharing of used needles. The parasite, called a sporozoite at this point, travels through the blood to the liver. In the liver, the parasites multiply and mature, becoming merozoites. After maturity, the parasite, called a merozoite at this stage, are released from the liver and rapidly invade red blood cells. Asexual reproduction of the mature parasites takes place in the red blood cells during infection, and soon red blood cells will rupture. As you can see in the video, when the mosquito bites a human and injects the parasite from its saliva, this is how the parasite enters the body. The red balls in the vase are shown as an example of the red blood cells, and the blue dye is meant to be the parasite. Watching the video, you can see the parasite or the blue dye traveling through the bloodstream and infecting red blood cells. As the cells are infected and asexual reproduction and maturity occurs, the red blood cells soon rupture and cause symptoms. As you can see, demonstrated by the spreading of the blue dye, once the red blood cells rupture, the parasite continues to travel in the bloodstream and the infection continues. The life cycle of malaria would continue if another Anopheles mosquito bites an infected human, picking up male and female stages of the parasite, which will develop in the mosquito and be passed to a human with another bite. Signs and symptoms. Fever, chills and shaking, headache, vomiting and diarrhea, tiredness and muscle pain, sweating and yellowing of the skin, treatment and prevention. Think A, B, C, D. Acquiring an awareness. Be aware of dawn and dusk when most mosquito bites are acquired. As travelers, be aware of high-risk areas for malaria and know what to do if fever occurs. B. Bites. Protect from bites with bed nets, extra clothing, as well as insecticide. C. Chemoprophylaxis or medications. Take malaria prevention treatment before traveling and treat the signs and symptoms of malaria. D. Diagnosis. Diagnosis can be determined with a blood smear or finger stick. Incidence and prevalence. In Canada, the risk of malaria is quite low, with only 14 cases reported per year. Malaria threatens the lives of 40% of the world's population, and high-risk malaria areas are shown below in red. If high fever develops within a year of visiting a country where malaria is common, seek medical help immediately. This could be an emergency.